Hello, ladies. Happy Thursday. I hope the week is going well. Today's Q&A, 4 questions. Suggestions on getting over the mid-afternoon slump, alcohol, bloating, and a question about weights. Reps or weights? Should we be increasing one or the other or both in order to continue to see progress in the gym? So let's get right to it. First one, do you have any suggestions for getting over the mid-afternoon slump? I've got a few. Where do I even begin with this? So your circadian rhythm will dictate how your cortisol curve goes. And if you are getting up in the morning, like the way you start your day will dictate kind of, in a way, if you do have a energy slump in the afternoon. But there's many things. But if you get up in the morning and you don't give yourself much time, you press snooze and then you're like, go, go, go. And then you're crushing a coffee and you're eating breakfast on the go, or you go and do an intense workout, HIIT workout, big cardio workout without having eaten anything, that will drive your cortisol up, and then it's going to have it come crashing down. And that can be a reason why you have an energy slump. Another reason can be blood sugar dysregulation. So that can be eating like a carb heavy breakfast. Maybe you're going through the drive-through, grabbing a coffee and a bagel, for example, or you're having a big bowl of oats, which isn't inherently bad, but you're not adding any protein to it. Maybe you're having avocado toast. Not bad, but you're not adding protein to it. And so that will send you on this blood sugar roller coaster, highs and lows for a good portion of the day. And we see that especially in the afternoon. Same thing goes with your lunch. If you do have a carb heavy lunch, let's say you have a turkey sandwich, for example, but there just isn't enough protein. You're having, 2 slices of bread. You're also having some fruit with that. It's not inherently bad, but we need more protein in order to balance out those meals, to balance out our blood sugar. Another thing with energy in general, I just find women, we run off adrenaline a lot of the time because we have so much to do, so much on our plate. So we just go, 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 go. And then sometimes in the afternoon, it just it just kind of catches up to us. So a lot of it has to do with stress and depleted minerals. So if you are really feeling that energy slump in the afternoon, adrenal cocktails can be hugely helpful. And when I say an adrenal cocktail, I'm talking something with potassium, so coconut water with a source of vitamin C. So that can be orange juice, or it can just be a squeeze of lemon or lime and some salt. Mix that up, crush it, drink it in the afternoon, replace that with your coffee for sure if you're having coffee in the afternoon, and that will be helpful. Adding mineral drops to your water can be hugely helpful. I'm not sure if you can see this orange drink here. That is an adrenal cocktail for myself. I actually buy potassium powder because I know I am very deficient in potassium. I am a girl who runs higher stress. I'm really, really working on regulating that and working on my nervous system and just giving myself space and time, and that things aren't just a rush all the time. That's how I've lived most of my adult life, and I'm doing my absolute best to change that because it is not doing me any good, especially now that I'm in my 40s and things are really starting to shift, and I'm just way more in tune with how I want to feel and how I do feel. But anyways, enough about me. So those things would be hugely helpful. So the way you start your morning, making sure that you are eating balanced meals, like start your day with a big balanced breakfast that's going to balance blood sugar levels. Just nutrient dense foods. You're getting a lot of minerals, antioxidants, just micronutrients is what a lot of us are lacking. We're not necessarily lacking calories per se, because you can get a ton of calories through processed foods, through protein shakes, like pre-made protein shakes, and food in general. But what we're lacking is like those whole nutrient dense foods with like single ingredients. And then the last thing is add salt to your diet, add minerals. Adrenal cocktails can be hugely helpful too. All right, next, I'm wanting to cut back on alcohol. Any tips for doing so? Love that. Love that for you. Love that for me, because I'm also on a cutback journey. And I've got a few things that like I drink to replace that. And the thing is, I don't think we necessarily love the feeling of drinking alcohol. Like maybe you have one and it like kind of relaxes you, but I know just in having conversations that a lot of women struggle with just having one or two. They'll have half a bottle of wine, or they'll have the whole bottle of wine, and then their food choices. But anyways, I don't want to go on a tangent. So things that help me, I do buy non-alcoholic wine. I don't have a bottle of that right now, but I'll share the one that I like in the comments. But these are drinks that I like. So this is PC brand. I buy this at Superstore. This is a mule. So it's kind of like a little spicy, a little gingery. I really like these in the winter. And again, it's just something like if I'm going out to a friend's house, or if Rob cracks open a beer and I'm like, ooh, I want to drink too. Like this is just like an easy swap. The other one is a mojito if you like lime and mint. These are delicious. I will pour these in an actual wine glass or a cocktail glass. I will garnish it with lemon or lime, and it honestly, like if you drink vodka sodas or even tequila or gin, obviously it's not the same thing, but it has the fizz, it has the flavor, and a lot of it is like the routine, the tradition of like cracking the drink after work or whatever it is in the evening, pouring in a glass and enjoying it. Because I know that sleep is important to all of you. It should be anyway. And alcohol just doesn't serve us. We don't metabolize it the same. When we like turn 35, things just start shifting and we just don't metabolize it the same. So those are things that I enjoy. If you like beer, this is my favorite one. I can't even remember where I found this, but this peach wheat ale only has 50 calories. Delicious on a hot summer day, but I probably won't be drinking this until next summer if I'm, telling you the truth here. And then just another one that I like too. Like there's so many of these different sparkling water / drinks. And I guess the thing is, like if you are choosing to drink, have a glass of water and a drink, a glass of water and a drink. You'll just feel so much better about yourself in that moment when you go to bed, and of course the following day as well. I think that we just don't realize the impacts that alcohol has on, well, our sleep, you probably know that, but just your food choices, how you might just like crave sugar or higher fat foods the following day, which will, may throw you off your diet that you are aiming towards achieving. It might even have you feel like anxious. For me, I get like anxiety is what I call it. You can get a little bit of brain fog. You also may skip out on a workout because you just don't feel good or you're not as motivated or whatever it is. So think about how you want to feel, not just in that moment, but how you want to feel going to bed that night, and of course the following day as well. So I'll leave it with that. If you want more information, I do have a document on women and alcohol, and I can definitely send that your way. So message me. Next, struggling with bloating, help. Whew, this is a loaded question. This is something that's common, but not normal. It can be many things. It can be how you eat. We always go to like what we eat and like specific foods that are causing it. But a lot of times it's how we eat. If you are eating standing up, if you're eating in your car, if you are eating as you're preparing food for everybody else, if you are in a rush, if you are stressed right out, but you know you need to eat and you're eating, that can cause bloating because your body signals to you that you're in like fight or flight. You are like doing the thing, you have things to do, you're like, ooh, I got things to do. Your body's not saying, I need to rest and digest. There's two parts of our nervous system, fight or flight, and rest and digest. And if you are in the state of what I explained just a few seconds ago, your body is not producing the digestive enzymes or the HCl, which ultimately is a digestive enzyme, but it's not producing that and it's not digesting your food properly. Your blood is not being sent to your digestive organs to help break things down, to help absorb your nutrients, whatever you're eating. It's sending it to your brain, it's sending it to your limbs for you to fight or flight, be on alert, fight whatever battles that your body might be sensing. So that's one thing, how you eat. And chewing, I'll just add that before I move on. Like chewing your food to an applesauce consistency, so important. If your body does not have the digestive capacity, which in this day and age, unfortunately, it is reducing because of stress. And as we age, we just naturally produce less, digestive enzymes ourselves. And so if you are chewing your food properly, that is just leaving like big chunks of food in your stomach and it's not digesting as quickly as it should. So it just sits there and then you're adding more food and then some food maybe is digesting faster than the other food. And if you add like fruit on top of that, that can create like gases and can like actually create fermentation to like proteins, for example, because proteins take a very long time to break down as compared to like a carb and or a fruit. And if you're like swallowing all these big chunks of food and your digestive system isn't working well, that can create, like I said, fermentation, create gases, which can create bloating, unfortunately. Depending on your diet, your food choices. So if you've been eating a diet that's big in processed foods that has a lot of like artificial sweeteners, if you're choosing to eat a lot of sugar-free things that has artificial sweeteners, seed oils, again, I'll just say like processed foods, packaged foods, boxed foods that sit on a shelf. There's a lot of ingredients in there that over time can lead to what we call leaky gut. And that just creates inflammation. It sets an inflammatory response in your body. One of the responses to that is like bloating to protect yourself. And so it creates leaky gut. And there's things that are passing your like gut barrier that shouldn't be. And it just alerts your body to protect it. Just like if you were to get like a cut or something, like sometimes it will swell. And again, that's like the healing process. Your body's ultimately doing what it should be doing to help you because it doesn't want to be inflamed or have leaky gut as an example. So pay attention to how you eat. Limit processed foods if you can. Chew thoroughly. Certain inflammatory foods that can cause bloating, I'll just leave you with this. The top ones are, of course, processed foods, which I just mentioned, but gluten, even if you are not celiac or you don't think you're sensitive to gluten, over time, gluten, I'll say may cause leaky gut, as I just explained, and it can actually affect your thyroid. I'm kind of going on a bit of a tangent here, but it can affect your thyroid. I see this so much. Women are diagnosed with thyroid issues or hypothyroidism. They end up having issues with like weight loss resistance. Oof, that almost left my brain. Weight loss resistance, and it can do with like the foods that they are eating, and we're bringing that back to gluten. So gluten and dairy, those are the two top ones that I do see women experience bloating with. But if we open up like the can of worms here, like when I talk about dairy, it can be like specific protein powders, whey protein powders, or these all-in-one encompassing, you get your greens and you get your probiotic and you get your protein. Like these products, I know they are marketed to us as like these amazing health things, but a lot of the ingredients in them, we just cannot tolerate hundreds of ingredients, like greens especially. If you think you're doing yourself justice by adding like a greens powder, just think about it for a second here. Is that we as humans, when we are eating regular food, we will never eat 50 to 100 different fiber-rich foods at once. So taking that in a scoop of supplement or green will likely cause bloating for a lot of people. So it can be some of those supplements that you are consuming that you think are good for you, but aren't necessarily agreeing with you. So I will leave it at that when it comes to bloating. Any further questions, please let me know. I feel like I could do like an individual talk on all of these and talk for quite a while. All right, last but not least, should I be increasing reps or weights or both? You can increase both, but it doesn't necessarily have to be both. Progressive overload is getting stronger over time. So in a 6-week period, for example, I have my clients do their program for minimum 6 weeks, if not 8, 10, 12 weeks, if they are still progressing. Like it makes zero sense to keep switching out your exercises if you can still keep progressing with them. That's the whole point of building muscle, building tone, getting leaner, is getting yourself to a point where you are like continually progressing in some way. But that means you can do the same weight for a 6-week period, but slowly increase your reps. Now, if you've reached, let's say your rep range is 8 to 12 reps. Well, let's say that you can easily do 15 reps. Well, you're not going to continue striving for more reps. You're now going to pick a heavier weight, which will likely drop you down to maybe 8, maybe even 7 reps. And then from there, you're going to keep that weight, and then you're going to keep progressing and aim to increase your reps over time. So I hope I explained that well. Again, any questions or need further clarity, just let me know. So I'll leave you with that today, and I'll see you next week. Talk soon.